Hello, sir.
Hello. Boom, high five.
High five indeed over a picnic table. It's a beautiful thing.
But not the first time we've high fived because I've just found out we went to the same school.
We went to exactly the same school.
How exciting.
And we're in Edinburgh right now, and we went to the same school in Bristol. In a place outside Bristol called Castle School.
That's a place called Thornbury.
A place called Thornbury. That couldn't be further away.
It's mental, isn't it?
An incredible coincidence.
And the first time we properly meet is in a different country.
Exactly.
Crazy.
That's unbelievable. And actually, my show is a lot about our school and the various teachers and stuff.
Really? Okay.
Things there. So, like, you should come and watch it, and you'll be
should.
like a shot of nostalgia.
But have you had to change the names for, you know?
I probably should, but I haven't. Yeah. So libelous reasons. It's actually probably pretty bad. They could come after me.
I think you'll be all right. They're probably all retired by now. Might have died.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not. Bloody Mr. Pern for me will go on living forever.
Well, I think he's the legend, isn't he?
Was he still at his school when you were at school?
He had just left, but
really?
The reputation still surrounded him.
He's an incredible man. And then Mrs. Pern, his wife, was like also in the. This is a PE teacher at school, and Mr. Pern was amazing. He was incredible. We used to do impressions of him because he had a voice like that. He'd be like, Mr. Pern, he was like, go on. Pants off, boys! Pants off, boys! That's what he used to say. Hello. We used to get us to go in the showers. It sounds like he's a man with wicked values, but he wasn't. He was a very good PE teacher. Pants off, boys! In the showers! Pants off, boys! Oh, it's the first time I've done an impression of Mr. Pern for a very long time.
Really? It doesn't feature in your show?
I actually don't do an impression of him.
Well, that's disappointing.
It's the kind of. I mean, it's funny for us because you know him. But I think people would just be like, oh, he's just put on that voice, and he wasn't like that. But he was genuinely like that, wasn't he?
Exactly. It's a spitting image.
So there's a fly. There's a fly.
There are flies.
I should have got it in a Mr. Miyagi way.
Around the biscuits, you know.
Exactly. This is lovely, man. We've got a belly dancer over there.
Belly dancing.
She doesn't really look that very good at it, to be honest. And then we've got a guy over here who's singing who's incredible. I think this is doing more for promotion for his show than it is for mine.
Very, very much so. But yeah, I mean, where are you this year? What
I'm in the Pleasance Courtyard at 8:15.
8:15.
It's called Nunchuck Silver Medalist 2002.
You were a silver medalist?
There was something that happened in my life, yeah. I was a Nunchuck Silver Medalist in 2002 in the Bristol and Gloucester area.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it was incredible. It was like the best things that ever happened to me. I bloody loved it, apart from this conversation, obviously. And I really, it's a big feature of my show, and I might or might not get the nunchucks out towards the end.
That's sort of the clencher.
Exactly, exactly. That's the little hidden extra nugget of incredible.
You've got to keep people watching, keep people interested.
Exactly.
Because it's your debut show, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's my second show.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've read that totally wrong. I can only apologise.
Called Neon Hero.
Right.
And at the Pleasance, that was great, and it did really well. It was really nice, and so it was really nice. It was a pleasure to come back up here, really, and do it all again. And it's the most stressful month of your entire life, but it's also incredible, at the same time. It's horrible yet brilliant. It's like domestic violence. Like you love it so much, but it punches in the face every day.
It's still
every day you're like, oh, why do I still come back to this?
but still, then the yearn. The yearn for it comes back.
Exactly.
When you're not here, you miss it.
Exactly. Domestic violence is bad. I don't want anyone to think it's good.
You've got to set that straight.
Set that straight. It's a very bad thing, but Edinburgh Festival is very much like that as a metaphor. Yeah.
Well, didn't you start very, very young? You were a young. Was it while you were still at Castle that you were?
No. I started. So I've been doing comedy now for 5 years. I started in LA, and I was just over there. I was really bored. Didn't really like the place, so I just go to comedy clubs every night. And then I was like, I think I might try this. I wanted to come home with something that I was proud of, and did that. And then came home. Literally didn't stop. I just sort of carried on doing it, until I did like 311 gigs my first year.
God, yeah. Well, because I heard, weren't you doing something like nine shows a week?
Yeah, nine a week usually, something like that. But like you double up on the Thursdays and the Fridays and Saturdays, and you just try and do as many as you can, because I had nothing else to do. I was a very lonely person. I still am.
But then that's learning your craft. It's very important.
You've really got to. You've really got to. Hello, mate. Hey. What an incredible bunch. That's Aisling B.
Aisling B.
Aisling B. She's a lovely lady. She's very funny Scottish. I said Scottish. She's Irish. And then Nish Kumar is great. And that's Humphrey Kerr, the winner of the Edinburgh Award last
Humphrey
year.
Kerr, who we have interviewed as well.
Oh, really?
Believe it or not, yeah.
Right, Kate. He's such a tall, handsome lad.
Although we travelled to London. We were supposed to have a few interviews that day, but he was the only one who showed up. So we travelled all the way from Bristol to London to meet Humphrey Kerr.
Oh my God!
That is how dedicated we are.
You know, I'd like to think that you travelled far for this interview.
We travelled all the way to Edinburgh just to see you.
Thanks, it's not interviewing anyone else, eh?
No,
no, good,
no
good.
one.
It's good to hear, man.
No one at all.
Well, I have exclusive rights on this picnic table.
You own it. Yeah.
Thank you. It's incredible. So it falls down to this size.
It's something special.
It's brilliant.
I mean,
again, I think this is getting more publicity than my show. This is an incredible table. Go out and buy this table.
So you're publicising the guy, the busking guy, the picnic table. But you've got to sell yourself as well. You've got to sell your show.
It's good. I really enjoy my show, actually. Like, it's very different to last year, but I'm really loving it. And it's a really good one last night. Sold out last night and sold out tonight, I think. And I just really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Edinburgh is so incredible. That everyone's so accepting of stuff, and all the shows are so different. You go into a late show at like 3 in the morning and everyone's mental and drunk and crazy, and then the next day you do a beautiful show where it's really fun, and then the next day you'll do one that's like a bit more rowdy, and then it's just like every day is so different. It's an incredible
keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, it does.
More than anything.
It's like war. You're like, you come back and you're just like shell shocked, and I mean, I don't want to sort of undermine war. If anyone has been to war, I don't want them to think that, you know. Yeah. I mean, they may come back from war and be like, guys, that was crazy. And people will be like, what was it like? And they'll be like, has anyone been to the Edinburgh Festival? It's very
That'll show you crazy.
That'll be crazy.
So it's different, is it? It's different to your last year?
Last year was a very story-based show, it was a stand-up short story show, and this year, again, it's similar, but it's a lot more stand-up in it. And it's really fun to do, really fun, and I'm looking forward to it growing and becoming so I can mess around with it more, and I know it now, so I can mess around a bit more with it.
Right, and that's the aim. You want to be able to play around a bit, because some people have a very tight hour but you like it to be loose. You like the whole audience.
I like it to be fairly well oiled.
Right.
So it just, you have the basic frame, and then you can mix around throughout it, add bits, take bits out, move that to there, move that to there, and then it keeps you on your toes, as you say, and then the audience enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Because although it's sort of, what's happening, it makes you more excited about doing it, and if I'm excited about it, the audience tends to be more excited about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you need to keep it fresh, don't you? Because you are, at the end of the day, you're doing it for 25 nights,
25 nights, yeah, it's crazy. That's why Edinburgh is the best festival in the world, is because it's so long. It just, you go through usually like a thing of like learning to do your show, alright, learning to do it. You get to the point where you're happy with it and you're like, okay, this is great, and it gets better for a few extra nights. And then it just starts to like plateau, and then it crashes. Like in the third week, you're like, how do I make this funny again? How do I make this funny again? And then it goes back up, and then the final week is just amazing because you've just really figured it out.
Yeah.
And
then you've got to go home.
And then you've got to go home.
Yeah.
It's really, and that's the perfect thing. I cannot wait till I start touring my Edinburgh shows afterwards, because that's when I feel like I've got a really good show I'm proud of.
Yeah, and it's a great point to get to, isn't it? You just think, and you're sharing it with people who don't necessarily come to the Edinburgh Festival. It's a wider.
I'm really proud of it, and I really want as many people to see it as possible, and I just really hope people do, because I really genuinely like it. I think it's going to be really cool. Yeah, I mean, we all do. We all work so hard on it.
Oh, totally.
And and it's hard. It's becoming harder because ticket prices are going up, and there's also the free Fringe now, which is doing really well, and it's hard to sort of go and see loads of stuff, but it's just the best thing ever, and anyone who comes here should just go and watch as many shows as they possibly can.
See them all that they can.
See everything. I want them to be bankrupt by the time they're
You would go mad. But
exactly.
Thank you so much, Joel.
It's a pleasure,
coming.
man. Thank you so much for having me in.
You're so welcome.
In or out? I think we're out.
Have a great festival.
I will try my hardest.
Enjoy the dips and dives.
It's on an absolute rise at the moment, so I'm having a bloody blast. Hopefully we won't have a dive.
And help yourself to a biscuit if you.
I think I'm alright. I just had a shortbread over there, and it was bloody lovely. But those look nice. I wish I didn't have it now, because I've come over here and you've got shortbreads in front of me.
Free.
And free. And I paid it. I probably paid a lot of money for it as well. I didn't even check the receipt. I would say upwards of £2, I expect.
Oh my God!
It was chunky. It was fairly chunky.
Wow.
But, I could have spent that on an eighth of an Edinburgh show.
Indeed, yeah.